This is crazy.
Do you want to pop it?
Sure.
Okay.
I've never done a live.
Really? It's like interesting. It's hard to not get distracted though. I get really distracted when I do that sometimes. Because like someone will come on that I know. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, don't look at it. Or like they'll type in the comment and then I read it and I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, shit.
I would definitely do that.
Okay, let me get recording.
Oh my gosh.
We gonna pop some champagne.
It's crazy. We're celebrating absolutely nothing. Oh gosh.
It's Faith's first time on This Hits Different. That's
Actually,
what we're celebrating.
yes. Oh, there's always a reason to drink.
Absolutely. Put it like as close to the mic as you can.
Okay, I'm scared I'm gonna like ruin the... Oh,
Hey! Oh
Wow.
shit, oh shit, oh shit,
oh
oh shit.
Really?
Yeah, okay. We caught it!
Oh my god. It just almost overflowed.
Oh my God,
That
that
we're on
would've-
a podcast and you guys just didn't see what happened.
No, yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
essentially we popped it and then we're in a recording studio. So it like went off a little bit. Wait, do it in the mic. ASMR. Wait, it's not in the front of the mic. Wait, that's so good.
Okay,
Wait, let me
You have to do it
do
now.
it like this.
Wait, that was too fun.
Oh, that's
Cheers,
good.
Lassie.
Cheers.
Oh, wait. In the mic?
One more time. Perfect.
Just sad clink.
Just like,
It's okay.
oh my god. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me intro you first.
Okay, this is so funny.
That's gonna be so good. I mean, that would be like a cute like episode opener. Aiden, let's do that as an episode opener. Then we'll go into me, and then I'll do all the like intro stuff, and then Faith. Then we'll do like Faith's intro, but we'll start with that because I think
Okay,
it's cute. Okay, Aiden, if you're listening, that's
Hi,
the plan.
Aiden. Nice to meet you. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I just realized I don't like wearing these. While
Do you
I
want
record.
to?
Part of me like does, but then I just don't like the way it looks. But like I do need to monitor the sound, but I'm also like, but it doesn't look as cute.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I look more professional, kind of. Okay.
Here, do you need to read it?
Oh yeah, I do need that.
You can cut out whatever you don't want to say. Sorry, my family group chat is blowing up my phone.
That's okay. Okay, we're recording. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we have all been waiting for. Faith Ashley Hopkins is on This Hits Different today, guys. Come on. I didn't even get to do it. Pause. Okay. How long is it going to take you to read this?
I won't look at you.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
As her sun-kissed glow may already exclude... Why did that feel wrong? Why is this... Okay, I need it. I want to make sure it's like so much. Okay. As her... Turning your mic off.
Okay.
As her sun-kissed glow may already exclude, Faith Ashley Hopkins was born and raised a California girl. Her confident and hardworking, yet playful and youthful personality stems from growing up in a large and close-knit family. Faith has always held tightly to her family, her friends, her faith, and her music. Her deep respect and passion for music is the only factor that led her to Nashville, Tennessee, leaving her adorned home behind. In 2018, Faith, stop. I can feel you looking at me.
Because it's adored, not adorned.
Oh, it is. I didn't even... Okay, thank you for catching that, because I didn't. Let's start over. Her deep respect and passion for music is the only factor that led her to Nashville, Tennessee, leaving her adored home behind. In 2018, Faith began attending Belmont University, where she released... Oh, wait, that's not correct.
Oh, shit.
In 2022, Faith graduated from Belmont University, and she released her very first single, Back in the Game. Dang it, I forgot the in July. Start over. Okay. In 2022, Faith graduated from Belmont University, and she released her very first single, Back in the Game, in July. Since then, she has let her determination guide her. She's inspired by artists like Sasha Sloan, Lennon Stella, Patrick... She was inspired by artists like Sasha Sloan, Lennon Stella, Patrick Drowney. Is that how you say it? Okay. Patrick Drowney.
Or Droney.
Droney. I think it's Droney. Should we just take him out?
You can take him out.
Okay. She is inspired by artists like Sasha Sloan, Lennon Stella, and Casey Musgraves. Faith's music explores her personal life and experiences as a young girl in her 20s. Hi, Faith.
Hi, you turned off my mic.
I turned your mic back off. Let me put you back on.
Am I on?
Okay,
oh my
we're
gosh.
on.
Hi. This is crazy.
Welcome to This Hits Different.
Oh my gosh.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
We are drinking.
Spoiled. Yes, we are drinking Prosecco Rosé. Sparkling wine. Feeling fancy.
And
feeling
it
fun.
is good. Here's the
Delicious.
thing. I think that I don't like rosé, but I like sparkling rosé. And that doesn't make sense that I'm aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I don't know. I like sparkling, but I don't like
can
normal.
agree.
Really?
I think so.
I'm just not a rosé gal. I wish I was.
But also, I don't discriminate with my alcohol.
That is true.
I'm
Unless-
poor, so I drink what I have and what I can get. This was from my mom when she came to visit, so I did not spend a penny on it.
Yeah. What are the ones that have been sitting? Oh, by the way, Faith is my roommate.
Oh, yes.
And my best friend.
Yes.
And
Aww.
we've had those sweet wines, those bottles,
the small
sitting in our
ones?
kitchen. No, not even small ones. Like there's a sweet tea wine.
Where?
It's all on the bar cart at home. And it's funny because we're like, yeah, we'll drink anything except these bottles have been sitting there for
Very true.
6 months now.
There's literally like 15 bottles of unopened wine, but it looks like literally like $2 wine. And usually I'm not opposed, but I've tried some of it and it's foul.
Yeah, not
like,
good.
Gnarly headache the next day. Like sometimes it is worth to spend $5 extra on a bottle of wine to not feel so miserable.
I would absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hot. Are you hot?
I feel great.
Okay.
Ew, you can just hear me swallow. That's so foul.
We'll just like pull away a little bit
Okay,
from
yeah,
the
I
mic.
will.
Okay. Without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. And I say that every time, so I'm just gonna keep saying it. It's my thing.
Let's do it.
How?
I need to not be myself right now. Okay, toning back. Mm-hmm.
How did you get into music?
Oh my gosh. Well, I got into music from a really young age. I just loved to sing. I feel like this is everyone's freaking story, but whatever. I loved to sing from a young age. Me and my cousins, like Riley said in the intro, we are very close. My dad is the youngest of 8, so I have like 40 cousins, an absurd amount of cousins. And it was always so fun because in our cousin group, that doesn't make sense. In our family, we had cliques, like, of cousins. Like, you couldn't hang out with the older girls if you weren't in their clique. And so we had a bunch of groups. We probably had, like, 4 or 5 different cliques of different age groups. And the older girls I always wanted to be like, but they would hold American Idol contests for the younger cousins, like, by the clique that I was in. And they would hold these competitions in my grandma and grandpa's house. So super, super, exclusive. But it was super fun, and I always won the competitions. God knows why, because no way I sounded good as a 6-year-old. Like,
I mean, you've always sounded better than most 6-year-olds.
So I would say, like, my cousins have a big part in, because they gave me confidence. They were like, girl, you're good at this. And I was like, 6 and like, really? I'm good? Like, I thought it was so funny.
You want to be friends with me?
You want to hang out? You think I'm cool? I always wanted to be in their clique. They always be like, okay, we've had enough of you. Go back. Go back to your clique. I'm like, okay, damn it. Okay. But yeah, so definitely just as long as I can remember. And then growing up, I was in every Christmas performance recital in my hometown. I'm from Huntington Beach, California, and in my hometown they had like the June shows, and it was shows every June where it was like a company, and people would dance and people would sing, and it was like both. And I always would like sing in the intermissions while they had like these recitals for the dancers.
That's
it was
really cute.
It was really sweet. So that was always really fun. I played at like a bunch of random coffee shops and loved doing that, and it was just like fun, and it was kind of a unique thing to do in Huntington, which like coming to Nashville, I'm like, whoa, this is not
It's just
unique
not unique
at all. But growing up in Huntington, no one really did that. So it was like I felt like special in my own way, and it was my thing. And I felt like it kind of made me who I am. It was like totally a way for me to just like be myself and feel kind of cool in a way. I was like, oh, I do music. Even though I didn't even know what that meant. I couldn't not play guitar. Like growing up, I was like singing a cappella down the hallways.
You're just like, oh.
It was so fun.
You're like, I have nothing to back me up, but we're just going to sing.
Yeah, it was super fun. But then I got into high school, and I was really blessed to be a part of a program called APA. It stands for the Academy of Performing Arts. It was like an after-school program.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they had a bunch of different, like, departments. So they had, like, musical theater. They had dance. They had MMET, which was the department I was in. And it was, it's so many words.
I was thinking, you said whatever, and I was thinking, like, MMA. I was like,
yes.
Music and fighting. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Good. Riley knows I can throw a punch.
She can.
Don't ask me to tell the story. But yeah, I was in MMET. Don't give me that like I'm not telling it. Okay. I was in MMET, which stood for Music, Media, Entertainment, Technology. And then there was like, we as students put on 3 performances a year, and everyone had their lead song that you would sing. So it was really cool. It was a cool opportunity to perform for like a crowd of like 600-700 people. So it was like the first time really performing.
That's a lot of people.
It was really scary. But it was like really good for me because I had that like dip my toes in the water moment in high school comparatively to here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
We didn't really have like music after school programs. I kind of wish we did. I just went to my local voice coach, and then we would sign up for like competitions. But like I feel like competitions was the only way I got to perform growing up. So I just like competed.
What
singing.
do you mean compete? Like that wasn't a thing in California. I mean, it probably was. I just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And none of my friends.
No, it'd be like, so every year, and it's happening right now, but the Fort Bend County Fair would be happening, and they would hold competitions. So then there was that, and then there was this other thing.
That's
like
so wholesome.
Some kind of, like
such a Texas thing.
It
The
literally, it
county
was
fire. Riley Nelson up now.
and that's exactly how it sounded, and that's about how I sounded too.
Stop, you had an accent?
Oh my god. I would get on stage and I'd be like, our song is the slam screen door.
Do you have footage still?
I do. It's on YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
I can play it for you after this. Is on my dad's YouTube account.
Please do. I'm going to fight you for it.
Oh my god. Well, now I just told everyone where to go to look up. Listen,
you're welcome.
To my old, like, baby videos. But yeah, no, like, I just did competitions. And, like, I mean, there was always a good amount of people. I used to perform, too, it was like a, I don't know, it's like a city center kind of vibe, where it's like a shopping mall, but it's like kind of like a community. I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of, it was like big though. That's cool. And they had this thing called Sugarland Superstar.
The hesitation before you told me that. You're a superstar.
Superstar. And everyone would compete, but it was always like me and like the same people that competed, and so like we'd always like take turns like placing, but like the vocal coach that taught them hated me. It's a whole thing. Anyways, back to you.
Rude.
She died like a few years ago, and I'm like, rest in peace. But like, you were a bitch to me.
Isn't that weird how like when people die, everyone's like, they were the best, sweetest thing, and it's like, no, she was a bitch. Yeah. Sorry. Not to talk to that dead person.
I was about to make a comment, but I was like, let me just not, because I know I'm going to want to cut it out.
Take that out.
Yeah, let's just take out the
Aiden?
whole thing about the dead.
Take it out.
Okay, back to you.
Okay.
When did you decide to pursue music as a career?
Okay.
Like, when did it become, like, it was like a hobby growing up, it was like your thing. When were you like, hang on, I can do this for the rest of my life?
Yeah, I feel like I've had a couple of these moments in the past like 4 or 5 years, honestly. Because growing up, like, this is so funny, actually. I opened up, so I was in like a NCL, if anyone knows what that is, National Charity League. It was like sorority for girls from, like, what age group? From, like, 6th to 12th
Yeah, like junior
grade?
high to end of high school.
Yeah, so I did that, and, like, one of the activities we did was you write a letter to your future self. So I wrote a letter to myself. I was probably in 7th grade, maybe even younger. And it was like, what do you want to do? Who are your friends now? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I want to be a psychologist or a professional singer. I don't know what that means.
Very two different paths.
Yeah, like, just does not make sense. And then it was like, my best friends are, like, Hannah Nosek, which I love her. But yeah, it was just so cute and wholesome, and she's still a good friend, and I still want to do music, and it's just funny. So I knew from a young age, wanted to do it as a career. I didn't think it was possible until I got into Belmont, though. Due to my ACT scores, I didn't get in anywhere in California.
California's hard, too.
Yeah, absolutely screw them, rude. Didn't get in anywhere. I wanted to go to San Diego State so bad. I remember for Christmas one year, my older brother, he went to San Diego State. And he got me an SDSU blanket because he thought I got in, and I totally had gotten denied, like, days before. And I was like,
oh, no.
He was like, I'm so sorry. Anyway, it happened for a reason, because not getting into those schools, I was like, okay, I have to expand my horizons and look at other places. And my college yes, I'm passing.
Sorry.
Bottle.
I was trying to do it, like, very, like, sneakily.
No, you did great. And my college counselor was like, have you heard of Belmont? And I was like, no, where is it? And she was like, Tennessee. And I've literally, I think up until that moment, have not thought about the state of Tennessee for more than 2 minutes. Like, ever in my life. Which, like, I just, like, it wasn't a thing. People in my hometown don't move away, really. So it was kind of like a big deal thinking about going so far. And then my college counselor didn't know how competitive it was to get into the music majors or music business, so she made me apply with psychology, and I got in with a psychology degree or psychology major. And then I got to school for orientation, and they were like, oh, just change it, you don't need to be a psychology major, you can just be music business. And I was like, okay, cool. So more you know.
How bad were your ACT scores?
Dude, we can't talk about it. It was I am like not like, I would not say I'm like an extremely smart person. Like, I think I'm smart. Like, book smart, just no. I think I'm pretty street smart. I think my boyfriend Connor would absolutely disagree. But, it was terrible. My scores were
smart.
Terrible. Thank you.
Wait, you got a higher GPA than me. You are smart.
I am magna cum whatever it's called.
I was just cum laude. Laudy.
Wait,
I don't know.
I fucking lied. I was that too. I was I was a point away.
What was your, no, but your GPA was like.
I had a 3.78.
No, that's really good. I had a 3.5.
But I had to work for that.
3.6 maybe.
That's still really good.
Yeah.
That's still amazing. What the heck? But yeah, also Belmont, you know.
Everyone's like overachievers there.
And that's not the point. The point is I've had to work very hard to get good grades, basically. It doesn't come easy for me, I would say. So yeah, didn't get in anywhere. Heard about Belmont. Got to Belmont. They were like, you can change your major. And once I realized I could do music business, I was like, oh, like, I want to be in the music industry. Like, I always loved to sing. I hadn't written a song until a couple months later. And that was kind of the first moment that I was like, oh, like, I can write songs. Like, I can do this. Like, and I totally give Belmont all the credit for that, because through Belmont is where I met people that I could do that. And it was just so cool to look back and see my growth. Like, freshman year writing a song. So my freshman year, I just went by Faith Hopkins, and I wrote the first song ever I'd ever written in my life, and it was called Scared to Love. And oh my gosh, for everyone who streamed it, thank you. But personally, I don't think it's me anymore. It's not on Spotify anymore. But it got like 180,000 streams. It was my first release ever, and like kind of average, honestly. Like, really average. And I don't want to say it's a shit song because of the people who listen to it. Like, thank you for listening, but you know,
I like, there's so many things I could see it being in, but
not my best color.
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I will say, like, it's just like, there's just like no build to it. It's just like
no. It's a terrible
the same
song.
thing over
I didn't want to
and
say
over
that
and
in case anyone was listening to. But you got terrible taste in music if you're listening to my old songs.
No.
Kidding.
Okay, it's a good song. It just doesn't really go anywhere, but it's good. Like,
it's the same melody throughout the entire song. But the point is that it did well, and I thought, like, oh my gosh, like, I can do this. So that was a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. So that was a moment. Also, I went to Stagecoach a couple years ago, and I watched Casey Musgraves play. And I just, like, had this, like, existential moment, and I just started sobbing watching her play. I was like, wait, I want to do that. Like, it was just this, like, heavy moment. Was I tipsy? Perhaps. But that was another moment. And then also, like, in school, like, our teachers would be like, who is an artist in this room? Like, raise your hand. And I remember freshman year, I never raised my hand. And then I started getting confident towards the end of freshman year, and sophomore year I started raising my hand, and junior year my hand got higher. So I just think it was just like a progression of belief and a lot of friends.
Am I a little bit more, you're sliding out of the frame.
Sorry, getting into it. But yeah, so I have had a couple moments, and I think recently just like working with the right people and people who motivate you and inspire you to fulfill your fullest potential. English. I don't know. I feel like I'm motivated every day by other people.
Yeah.
Still.
You motivate me.
Oh. You motivate me, right? Don't make me cry. Oh my gosh, in the Russell Hotel. Ugh. I didn't even say that right.
The Russell. Yeah, you did.
I have, like, a problem speaking.
I do too. And I catch it when I listen back to this.
The
and I'm
Russell Hotel.
Yes.
I'm like, the Russell Hotel.
The Russell. We are drinking.
We are. Did we go to Broadway last night? Absolutely.
Savannah.
And Midtown. Savvy Sav came with us.
Midtown.
We had a spontaneous moment. We said girls' night and wine. And we went to Trader Joe's. And on the way, they played the Sam Smith.
The new Unholy song.
So ridiculously good.
Makes me
And it made us want to shake our booties. So we said Broadway.
Let's go. And then we got there.
And there was absolutely not a soul on Broadway.
Don't go to Broadway on Wednesday.
Don't do it.
After August, it's like dead.
It will be a core memory looking back, for sure.
I had fun.
It was fun.
All right. So, you just released a song.
I did.
And it is called Back in the Game.
I did. Yes, it is.
Tell me about it.
Okay. The song or, like, behind it? So, okay.
Let's just start with the song, and then we'll talk about the different, the acoustic, and then the whatever. But let's just start with the song, Back in the Game.
Okay. Back in the Game. I released it in July of 2022. And, released it in July, but I wrote it probably a year and a half before that. So it's funny, the song's out now and people are texting me like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh yeah. That was like me a year and a half ago, which is funny. The song is about getting back in the game after being recently out of a relationship. So that's kind of the gist in a sentence. But it's a very playful song. It's lighthearted. It's fun. It's got like mid to up tempo vibe, and you want to dance to it, but also I feel like you could cry to it. I feel like the crying is going to come in more in the acoustic version, but definitely lighthearted, not super deep. I have a lot of deep songs coming soon, so I thought it would just lighten the blow. Some contrast, but yeah, I'm really proud of the song. I wrote it with one of my good friends, McCall Chapin. I'm horrible, McCall. McCall Chapin.
Okay. You're gonna stick with that? Okay.
Every single time I say her name, we're very good friends, so this is embarrassing.
You always say it wrong.
Every single time I try to say her last name, I'm like, which one?
Yeah, that's me with cut this out, but Lauren CNC, like that one took me a long time to be able to say her last name.
Yeah.
Chaunchy.
CNC. Yeah, she's a hard one too. But anyway, wrote it with McCall, and ever since then, that was the first song we had ever written together too, and we hit it off. And she's an amazing songwriter in town too. And I've learned a lot from her and have grown a lot in my songwriting because of that woman. I'm just very grateful for her. But she helped the song become what it was and helped my feelings transform into a beautiful melody. But yeah, I'm really proud of it.
All right, we want the tea. Tell me the story behind the song.
Okay. So we have a couple different stories. I'm kidding.
Official.
What is
the
this
unofficial
really about? I'm
story.
fucking kidding. Okay. So this the song. Okay, truth. This is truth. What happened was my roommate at the time, I will not say her name, had just gotten out of a really serious relationship with her boyfriend. Riley knows all this. But really serious relationship, and we were talking one day, and she was like, I just don't want to put myself back out there. This is so hard. I've known this person for so long. Like, y'all are telling me to go out, and I just don't have the energy. It does not sound fun. And I'm trying to meet new people, but no one is interested. They were interested. She just did not see who was interested. And she was like, and I feel like I'm getting confidence these days by guys giving me attention. And I was like, damn, that sucks. And then literally a week later, me and my boyfriend broke up. And I was like, shit, I feel all of these things too.
Like, I get it now.
I know. So a lot of it is about her story, but a good amount of it is also about mine. And kind of just the thought process and the hurt being incorporated and developed in like a playful way, melodically. Which I like the play on those two because it was a really hard time for me, not gonna lie. And I feel like a lot of my identity and her identity were in these people with these 2-year-long relationships. Like, it's crazy how you can lose yourself in someone. And so we wanted to illustrate that in the song without making it too sad.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. We're better now. Very good. Yeah, me and my boyfriend are back together.
Yes,
We've been back together for over a year, which is the funny part about it. And now that I've released it, like, his family friends are like, Connor, like, are you okay? Like, are you and Faith okay? And we're like, yes.
This song was written over a year ago when we were broken up.
Also,
and we are not anymore.
Right? And also, like, I write so many songs that, like, aren't about my specific life, too. So it's funny when people don't understand music and songwriting, and, like, I write songs all the time for other people. Like, I'll post them on my TikTok, but they're not for my artistry. I just release them or put them on TikTok because it's fun. And I'll have people comment, like, oh my gosh, like texting me, like, are you okay? Like, what's this about? I'm like, no. Like, I just wrote a song for a friend that's called Love Feels Like Dying. And it's, like, really deep and sad, but it's also just, like, a really beautiful imagery of a story about some random girl that we made up. And it's just like, oh, that's not about me. I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
People, like, even, like, my dad, whenever y'all were broken up, my dad would send me Connor's TikToks and your TikToks, too. Yeah. And he'd be like, are they okay? Like, actually, like, I don't think this is normal. And I'm like, those songs are, 1, old, 2, not even written about each other. But, like, people just don't understand, like, because, yes, songwriting is very personal. It's very intimate. But
it's also storytelling. Like,
not
you're telling
always,
stories.
Yeah,
too.
It's not always about the person singing the song.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that is something we should have. Also, yeah, my boyfriend Connor is in the friend group as well, which made it hard to stay apart.
Yeah, the breakup was, like, not really a breakup, but, like, it was
not.
But it was.
We definitely didn't see anyone else. Like, we're breaking up.
You're like, to be single
And
in
then
your 20s,
like,
and he's like, and it's like, no, it just, like, wasn't, though.
I remember, oh my gosh, that time was so funny. We live with 5 girls, so it's super fun. But when one is going through something, we all go through it. So, like, definitely a lot of therapy talks. Like, there's a line in the song that's in the verse that says, getting ready because I have to, friends are forcing me to go out. And right before we recorded this, Riley was like, did I force you? I'm like, yes, you forced me.
Did I drag you out? I'm so sorry if I made you do something that you don't want to do, but also I'm not, because I'm going to force you to come out tonight.
It's not serious like that. But yeah, no, you definitely, yeah, we're going out tonight. But also, you definitely forced me, and that's what friends are for. To say, get out of bed, put on some freaking makeup, and we're going to get a quick drink. You know what I mean?
Yes. There's, like, a certain amount of time that, like, you're allowed to be sad. But then there's also time where it's like, okay, and this is what friends are for. We need to pick each other up. We need to go out. We need to look cute and, like,
feel good.
And, like, you can be sad. You can absolutely, like, you need to feel sad. You need to feel the emotions. But also, sometimes, like, you do have to be picked up out of it, even if it's just for a night.
Right? I agree. I was so grateful for y'all in that time, and that's why I wanted to include in the song something about friends, like, because like
my friends are making me do things I don't want to do.
That's not what I meant. Mom, come pick me up.
They're vaping.
Oh my god, so funny. But no, definitely not things you didn't. English. See,
try again. Just start over.
Starting over. You guys never made me do anything I didn't want to do. It was just like it was so helpful having girlfriends around. Like if I had lived alone, I don't know how that would play out, quite honestly.
Okay, so sorry, I just took a sip. Like you totally just heard me do it, but whatever.
ASMR.
So you are releasing an acoustic version of this song.
Yes, I am. Sorry, as I'm like pouring more champagne. Yes, I'm releasing an acoustic version on November 11th, so 11/11/22. I am releasing that.
You know 11/11 is my lucky number.
I do.
It's my angel number.
Just for you is why I'm releasing it on that day.
That's so hot.
So yeah, releasing it in November. You can just expect to hear more of the rawness of what the song could have been. Mm-hmm. It's not like a reimagined version, but it's definitely like it's stripped down, it's raw, it's the feeling rather than the fun. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to show both sides of that. I knew I wanted to do an acoustic version. I just felt like the original version of the song is just so fun.
Yeah.
And it's a good dance one. It's a good, like, not feel the feelings vibe, and now we're going to have it come back, and you're going to feel
everything.
So I'm excited about that. Also, wanting to go the more singer-songwriter route, I just feel like it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff I'm writing recently is in that realm. I feel like Nashville is a super unique place because, yes, there's a lot of country here, but there is pop, but it's like all blending now. Like genres are so vague.
It's more about moods nowadays.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I'm learning as I go. I'm still a new artist, but definitely leaning into this something in my throat. Leaning into the storytelling side of things, and I've just been really drawn to that lately, and feeling like it's very center with me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this acoustic version and video and all that to come.
I know. I was just about to cue the video version, because she is releasing a music video.
Well, we're releasing 2, so we're just very excited about the song.
You're releasing 2 music videos?
Okay, let's rephrase that. I made an actual music video for...
And it is so good.
It's fun. And yeah.
Look at her makeup. It looks so cute.
By Riley Nelson. Yeah, seriously, Riley's so talented at makeup. If anyone ever needs makeup, just shoot her a DM.
Hit me up.
She knows what she's doing.
And I'm poor.
She needs that cash.
I need that side hustle money, baby.
Yeah. We understand. But yeah, so that music video I did with a company called, a production company called Working Holiday, and I absolutely adore it. It's really, again, playful. It's sports themed. You can see me playing tennis, football, soccer, basketball, and absolutely messing up. Like, the theme of the music video was that I'm playing these sports. I'm trying to play them. I'm trying to get, quote unquote, back in the game, and I am messing up. And in the music video, it shows sweet baby boo boo bears. Connor is in the music video, and it shows him like watching me through this experience, me messing up and me making some shots and some success and some steps back. And I think it's really cool because Chase Denton, who owns the company, he had this idea, and I just so resonated with it after telling him my story. And like, we agreed that it'd be super interesting to have Connor watching me through this cathartic experience, like, and be like, oh shit, like, she grew. And in the end, it shows him like picking me back up off the floor. Obviously, it's all funny and lighthearted, but like, there is some like of that,
like, truth
behind it. Like, Connor watched me grow in that season that we were apart and loved me through all my mistakes, and I loved him through his, but the song is obviously about me. So we showed it from that perspective, but I'm really proud of it. I think it like,
it's so good,
has
you
a lot of
guys.
ins and outs, and yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I'll link everything once it's out, and I'll obviously promote it and share it on my social medias.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
What's the other video? Are you doing like an acoustic music
Yeah,
video?
so it'll just be like a visual of me singing the song acoustic.
Cute.
To come, and we'll release that with the song as it comes out. So that's not like a music video, but it's just like another something to show that side of the song, which I really am excited about.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the lines that I picked out is getting high on validation from a guy who's probably chasing the same.
Yes.
Can you explain to me what that means to you? And I really just what that means to you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is actually like one of my favorite lines in the song. Like, I just think when I was in the heat of my post breakup, like just down on myself, and I know my friend was feeling the same. It was just funny because we would go out and we'd be like looking for validation in other people. Like, are we pretty enough? Do they have the time to like speak to us to validate us that we are worth their time? We were just at a really low place. It was terrible. And like after like realizing that my mood on if Connor gave me attention, if anyone gave me attention, like my mood was based on those feelings and validation, which is terrible. And again, we have grown, but it was like a real feeling. And then it's kind of funny because when me and Connor got back together, and like even before that, I realized like these guys are feeling the same way. Like, and they don't talk about that because they're like macho man. Like, you're not gonna admit that. You know what I mean? Maybe some do, but like we were realizing, like, I wonder, like, when the power comes back to us, like, oh, are you craving my validation now, sir? Like, you're craving the same thing. Shut the front door.
True. Like,
so we wanted to play that side of it too, because like, oh, everyone's playing the game. Like, we're not the only ones. Like, it's them too.
Yeah. Like, obviously, like, it feels good to like go out and like meet somebody and like flirt with somebody and whatnot, and like get you get the validation from somebody. I'm like really holding back talking about this weekend.
You can talk about it if you feel the need.
I can relate to that.
She can. I can attest.
I don't even think he's gonna make it this far. The guy I've been like kind of talking about a little bit here and there. Ran into him this past weekend, which will now be a few weeks ago. But no way he made it this far into the episode. But if he did,
I'm kidding. I actually don't know him, so I have no right to say anything.
No, he's like, I mean, he's not a bad guy. Is he looking for validation? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. He literally followed me around the bar. I ran into him last week. He followed me around the bar. It was so uncomfortable because he wasn't talking to me. He was just following and tapping.
Yeah.
And,
like, they do it too.
They do. Just as much as we do. He wanted my attention. He wanted my validation. Mm-hmm. I didn't give it to him.
I love that. I love that you didn't. If I was a freaking fly on the wall to watch that, I don't think I'd ever have to laugh again. I think I'd get them all out.
Yeah.
All my laughs would be out.
You could have been there.
Like, watching
you
that?
You decided to go somewhere else.
Okay, I won't explain what happened, but it's pretty fucking awesome.
All right.
I love it.
On to the next. So, we talked about back in the game. We talked about the video. We talked about the acoustic. We talked about some of our favorite lines.
Yes.
What is next for Faith Ashley Hopkins?
Oh, so exciting. So, I've been, over the past, 2 years, I feel like I've really grown into myself. I'm still obviously growing into myself, but I am looking through my catalog of all my songs and trying to figure out what order I want to release them in. Mm-hmm. Definitely music coming very, very soon after the November 11th release, the 11/11 release.
For me.
Yes. For Riley. Just for Riley.
For me, it's my angel number. I see 11/11. This is like such a running joke. I see 11/11 twice a day, every day, without fail. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
So I can prove it. Every time she sees it, she calls me or texts me or goes, look. I'm like, yes, Riley. That's me with 620, so I can't even judge. Mm-hmm. That number I see all the time. I should look up what that means. That number should mean something. It is my birthday.
It might.
But, anywho's and housers. Kind of looking through my catalog, trying to figure out what I want to release to the world, what stories I want to tell. I want to be very intentional with what I'm sharing going forward. I feel like what's rare nowadays is this authenticity And like I said, I love writing for other people and I love telling other people's stories, but I really want my artistry to, I'll release a song and you know what's going on in my life. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's what I really want my listeners to know. I feel like that's just, like, something Sasha Sloan does so well, and Len and Stella. And yes, they have their funner, they're more lighthearted songs mm-hmm. where you're not, like, oh, this is about them, but, like, I really want to try and stay true to that. Like, Emily Weisband is one of those artists who I just mm-hmm. look up to, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know what's happening when she writes a song about mm-hmm. her. And she releases it, and I want to emulate that in some way. And, yeah, kind of also developing and growing my artistry as well. I just want to be a young woman and an artist in this industry who is respected and who young girls can look up to. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the goal. I just want to be someone who you look at and you're like, she's classy, but she's sexy, and she's got it going on, and she's got a good heart, and she's a good person, and if I can make music that other people can relate to, and I stay true to my values, then I feel like I have achieved my own definition of success. So we are still on that path, and we're working on it, but, you know, we're in the growing season.
That is for sure. So you're going to be releasing, obviously you're doing this stuff, mm-hmm. but do we have other songs coming out soon?
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
We don't
Before
have dates
the new
yet,
year.
right?
No dates, okay. But I'm still trying to figure out, I want there to be order and structure and meaning to the flow of what I release now. Mm-hmm. So I want, like, it to be a sequence of my life. Mm-hmm. And I have many songs to choose from. I'm kind of just like, what is the best order I can show who I truly am? So I'm excited about it. I don't know either. I would tell you if I knew.
So, you guys heard it here first. Mm. Faith Ashley Hopkins is releasing music this year.
I am.
All right.
Definitely more updates to come. And I will throw myself off a cliff if this is my last time on this podcast. So, you'll have more.
you guys, this is going to be a repeat guest. She's every time a song comes out, she'll be on it.
I have lots of free time.
Well, thank you so much, Faith, for coming on, and thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being open and vulnerable with me and my audience. Where can people find you?
I'm on everything. And thank you. This is always so fun. I love, love, love you, and I'm so proud of how hard you're working, and This Hits Different is such a crazy, unique idea. I just love it. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. But you can find me on my socials. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all that jazz. Faith Ashley Hopkins website coming soon. We're in the making. So you can look at all my stuff there in a hot sec. We are working on it. But,
websites are always a work in progress. Mm-hmm. I still feel like I'm working on mine, and, like, it's good, but I'm like, it can be better. And it like, never stops. Same thing with social media.
And songwriting.
Yeah. So people can find you on everything.
Anything and everything.
TikTok,
Instagram, yes, forgot.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Website. Coming soon.
Yep.
Faith Ashley Hopkins.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so grateful. Goodness. Thanks for having me. This has been so fun. Cheers, Lazzy.
Cheers. That was a good one.
I love it.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that is all I have for you today. As always, you can find me on social media at Riley Nelson 18 on Instagram and Riley Nelson 13 on TikTok. You can find This Hits Different at www.thishitsdifferent.com. You can find This Hits Different on YouTube and Instagram at This Hits Different. And without further ado, what am I saying without further ado? What else am I forgetting? Oh, and please, while you're here, go ahead and leave a rate and review. You can now rate on Spotify, so that would be really helpful. But also on Apple as well, if you could just leave a review for me. It really helps out the podcast, and tell your friends, share it on everything. Once again, my name is Riley Nelson, and it has been a pleasure. Bye, guys.
That was so fun.
We did it!
That was so fun. We didn't finish our Prosecco, but
there's still time for that.
Oh, shit.
I was thinking, I was like, I gotta drive home, so I'm like, I don't want to, drink too much of it.
I don't want to drive home, but that was so fun.
Okay. Bye. I'm hot now.
Me too.